welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna help you guys achieve this ultra sexy glam look, so stay tuned and enjoy. First, we're gonna start out with some Laura Geller lip primer to prime the lips, because we're gonna do something a little bit more dramatic. So to avoid anything drying out or staining the lips, lip primer always helps. It is a little ashy looking, but it gets the job done. Guys, up next we have the Professional. It is absolutely amazing. This is the gel form of it from Benefit, and it is wonderful for oily skin. So I just pat it down in my oiliest areas and I just let it dry. Wonderful primer for oily skin. Definitely recommend it. So now, once the skin is prepped with some primer, we're gonna prime the eyes with some Eden. You know, eyes always goes first. You don't want any fallout, especially with this colorful look on your skin. So eyes first, and make sure you pat down and spread. So for the shadow, we're using a cream shadow by Ellis Faas. It's E305, and the bottles look really cool because they're like bullets, but it's a wonderful purplish, greenish, reddish eye color. So cool, really creamy, perfect for on the go. And I apply it with a concealer brush first, and then a little later you're going to see me apply it with the applicator, because I learned the applicator always works best. So you want to pat it down and spread it around, and always pick up more, because you want the creams to dry first. So it's like a layer on top of a layer. Next, we're playing with some Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette, and I am using the Black Market shadow to deepen the look and make it a little bit more sexy and sultrier, and to play with the creams a little better, you know, to pair it together nicely. And if you notice, the way I applied the cream shadow, I only patted most of it on the center of the lid, and I left the ends of my eyes, the corners of the lid, without shadow, so I can deepen the look and make it a little bit more sexy. So for my transition color, we're using So Fetch from the Too Faced Bonbons palette, and it's a rich hot pink. This is going to make the look a little bit more amplified, a little bit more colorful, a little bit more alarming to the eye. So hot pink is just in, y'all. It's just in. Alright, so up next, to add more dimension to the eye, I put some Smolder, which is a beautiful smoky purple from the Naked Urban Decay Smoky palette, just to add a little bit more dimension, a little bit more color, and to play with the hot pink a little bit better. So right here, note to self guys, cream shadows go first before powders, because with all the movement it starts to peel, so I have to reapply. Next, we're still staying with the Urban Decay Smoky Eye palette, and I'm using High for the inner tear duct. For my transition color, I used the shadow Combust from Urban Decay, and it is a pretty nude that is a little like a hint of a pink and a hint of a brown, just so I won't lose the color, so it blends with my skin a little bit better. Of course, we're going to start winging it out with some liquid liner. I love my wings, so I'm using E.l.f. Liquid liner, and I love it. I love the brush. It's very flexible, and it always gives me that point rather easily. Very quick to do. Really easy, really smooth, and please excuse the tape I have on it. I truly don't know how it's placed there or why it's there, but I think it makes it look crafty. To assist with the colorful look of the eye and to make my eyes pop a little bit more, I'm using another Urban Decay shadow called Lounge, and it suits this Ellis Faas cream shadow so well, because it is like a green and like a red and like a purple all at once. It is so delicious, and I highly recommend it to anyone. Okay, now for the skin, I'm using a Becca foundation that's ultra coverage in the shade Buttercup. I love it. It's super mattifying. It does cover up everything, gives me a nice clean slate. Um, and I don't know what else to say. I don't have anything really negative to say about it. And I'm applying it with the Beauty Blender, which I absolutely love, and I make sure it's damp when I'm applying it so it can take off whatever feels too heavy for me. But being that this is a heavy foundation, it never feels heavy. So buy it. Definitely a must-have. To conceal terrible bags, I'm using a Tarte Creaseless concealer. I absolutely love it, and I'm using it in the shade Light just to highlight and cover up at the same time. Concealer is very thick, so you just need like a small amount to cover up any areas of your eye. So I like to do like a nice triangle under my eye just to conceal and highlight. This concealer is really thick. I pat it down an extra few times with the Beauty Blender to pat down, wipe away, and spread all at once. And don't forget to highlight the bridge of the nose, the chin, and the forehead to make sure everything is cohesive. Now for some brows. I like to do my brows right after foundation, so then there's no gunk in the way and I can comb through it and easily apply it. But sometimes I forget. So right here, we're using an ABH dip brow in shade medium brown and an angled brush to make sure everything looks sharp, thick, and wonderful, y'all. Now to set my under eye and all this heavy cream on my face, I'm using a Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I like to just pat it on my face and then press it in to make sure my skin absorbs it. So nothing's cakey, nothing's too heavy. You have to keep in mind when something is really heavy, like my foundation, my concealer was pretty heavy. So if I bake for too long, I'm just gonna get really oily, it's gonna crease really badly, and it's gonna just look really nasty. So you more so just wanna lightly apply a translucent powder to your skin. Now for the rim of the eye, I'm using Smolder like I used before, and then I do another color of So Fetch, which is a super hot pink, to make the eyes really pop and look really alarming and zoom in on them. Yes. Once again here, I'm just like patting everything down, going over everything a little bit, just so the look is all sorts of together, you know? Especially the wings, y'all, especially the wings. For some mascara, of course, being that we added such vibrant colors to the rim of the eye, we're gonna need a lot of mascara. I said some, we need a lot. So we're gonna apply too many coats on the bottom and then some on the top. And then we're gonna call it a day and add some lashes. I'm using a Laura Geller mascara that's absolutely terrific. Like, I love it. It has a nice comb brush and combs through your lashes instead of making them gunked up and clumpy. Time for the contour. Yay, I love to contour. So I'm using an ABH contour kit in light to medium, and I'm going underneath my cheekbones over on my forehead just to outline the face and make sure everything looks all together and a little bit more bronzed up because I look a little ghostly. So we're gonna bronze it up, y'all. Nose contour, I'm using the same light to medium palette. I just like to use a smaller blending brush just to make sure I can really thin out my nose and make it look a little bit straighter and thinned out. So we're contouring the nose, y'all. Trick to make your nose look a little bit more buttony, I draw a line before the tip of my nose and blend it out, and it cuts off the nose and makes it look like a small little cute button nose. For some blush, we're using a Laura Geller Peach Delight, which is a soft peachy pink. With this look, we're doing a lot of color. So for eyeliner, I'm using a blue eyeliner, and I like to warm it up before I place it on my eye so it comes out a little bit more smudged. So it's going to play nicely with the pinks and the purples and all the other good stuff on the eye. Now for lip, we're using another Laura Geller product. We're using her lip stain in Cherry Sorbet to outline the lip. And it's like a very rich cranberry red. I normally don't wear cranberry reds, but I was like, why not try to amplify this look? You can easily do this look with a nude lip or anything beige to just keep it focused on the eye. But I wanted to go a little bit more dramatic, so we're gonna play with this color. And I'm gonna do a cool ombre, so I'm just gonna outline the whole lip and just leave the center with no color. So now we're gonna add some Kevyn Aucoin Invincible, which is a beigey pink, to ombre the lip and pat the lips so it's nice and blended. Now to highlight, we're highlighting with some wonderful Laura Geller highlight in Honeydew. It is the perfect highlight. I love it. It's so gold and rich. Accentuate the highlight, we're going to do the cheekbones, tip of the nose, and Cupid's bow. And I almost forgot, we're doing the inner tear ducts as well as the brow bone, just to make sure everything is highlighted. Now for some lashes. Of course we need some lashes. I'm using Flutter lashes in Natalie. It is fuller. It's kind of like House of Lashes Iconic, but a little bit fuller and thicker, just to make sure it's all about the glam of the eye. So perfect. Of course, I'm adding some final touches, a little bit more of a bronzer, just to warm up the face a little better and make sure everything's great. Because the colors are so strong, they tend to wash you out. So I'm adding a little bit more of a contour, just to make sure everything is good and nothing's too washed out. Liquid liner, I like to put a little bit more of it on the very inner part of my eye, just to make sure the eyes look a little bit more almond, and it brings out the eyes without taking away from them, because a look like this can make your eyes look a little bit more rounded. So I added a little bit more liner just to make them look a little bit more almond-esque. Hey guys, so we finished the look. This is the completed sultry ultra glam sexy look. I hope you guys like it. If you recreate it, let me know, tag me on any of the links below. Subscribe, comment, give me a critique. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you guys. Have a good one.